St. John's.
Well, we're gonna wait. Let's wait for your brother.
Hi, St. John's.
There he is. Hi, St. John's.
You're
Good to be
brave.
good to be with you today for a daily devotion. We're following up today on our worship service from this last Sunday. If you were with us either online or in person, you know that we continued our series on songs of the church. And what's the song we did this week? What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and grief to bear. And we really focus on this line, which we're going to come back to today, which is, Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Now, we said on Sunday, and we'll say it again here, you might be wondering, how do I actually do that? How do I take it to the Lord in prayer? Or maybe you kind of generally know how to pray, but you've been struggling with it lately. Struggling to have energy, struggling to have focus, things like that. That's what I want to get to today. We're going to do it. I want to have a quick conversation with you based on a devotional thought that comes from this book, which is called Ponder Anew, which is a hymn journal put together by Pastor Justin Rosso at Next Steps Press, and many other people who have helped him with different aspects of it. This is a journal that goes through 12 different beloved songs, hymns of the church, that has devotional thoughts with them, along with them. It's got some visual faith exercises, meaning areas where you can kind of do your own artwork as an act of prayer and of worship. And then also just some different exercises that you can do. Today we're gonna look at one of those exercises, and we're gonna do it based on this image that comes from these things right here. Now, what do I have here? Eli, what's this? It's a jar full of
sand.
Jar full of sand. Emmylou, here we got a jar full of rocks. Now, if let's say that we wanted to take this sand and these rocks and we wanted to put them into the one jar together, Emmylou, which one should we start with? A jar full of sand or a jar full of rocks? What's a better idea?
I think we should put the sand.
Sand into there. What do you think?
Sand in there.
Well, you guys both think that. I wonder how you came to that conclusion. Let's try the other way first, just to be clear. So if we were to take a jar full of sand and to try to add some rocks to it, we take our rocks. Let's see, we got some big ones, some kind of medium rocks, and we're going to kind of think of these as small rocks, because that's what sand is. Put a rock in, boom, like that. That'll be good. Some more rocks in, like this. And then try to put our last big rock in, and we've got a problem. What's the problem, Em?
The top
Doesn't fit, right? So let's try it the other way. If we start tricks of the trade. If we start with our rocks in the jar first, add the sand to that, what do we get? What's going to happen, Eli?
It's gonna fit.
It's going to fit. Now, what's the point?
I'll make it.
Who can think of what's the point that we're making here?
They're little.
Sometimes when we're praying, it can look a little bit like this. And here's what this image is supposed to help us with. If you think of these big rocks as kind of your big and heavy prayers, the things you're really suffering through, the things that are really bringing you sorrow or pain, the things you're really joyful about, that you're very thankful for, the big things in life right now that are just the biggest things for you to take to God in prayer. If you think of these rocks as representing that, and then this other stuff is filler, which is not bad, but it's filler. It's everyday wonderful gifts, like what? Like what? One of your small rocks in your head was what? Buttered toast. The food she eats. She's so thankful for buttered toast. Things like that. If we fill our jars of prayer, our prayer jars, with filler and lots of filler, we might not have room left for these big things. And it might make it hard for us to kind of have a more comprehensive and helpful to us at the time prayer life. So if we think differently and we think maybe to start with these big rocks, to bring these big and heavy things before God, and then to bring in kind of the other smaller things behind it, that could be a good thing. Now, here's the exercise, and here's how we did it today. We started with this image right here, which comes from this book, Ponder Anew. You can see we've got a jar there with a bunch of rocks in it. And what we did, guys, hold them up, is we took those rocks, and what did we write on the rocks? Prayers that we have, right? The biggest rocks, we put our biggest prayers, right? I put St. John's, our church, something I pray for often. I put St. John's right on there so I remember. Big, heavy, important prayer in my life is to pray for the people of St. John's. I mean, what's one of your big rocks? You want to share one? You prayed for a friend's mom, right? That was just really on your heart today? You were thinking about one of your friend's moms or some friends, a mom of some friends. So she put her on there. And Eli, maybe because of what he saw out the window today, maybe not, he put our swing set in a big rock. He was kind of having some writer's block in general. What? because he's so thankful, and he says it's because he saw it. But he's very thankful for that. And so we started with these big rocks, we filled them in, and then we moved to the smaller rocks, and we put the smaller things on it, right? I mean, look, like the more everyday kind of stuff, or things that are just less kind of pressing in our hearts that are like friends or buttered toast, things like that. And then, now what was really cool though is what did we do while we colored it in?
Prayed about it.
So after we wrote all these words in, we had all these prayers, and we took time to actually, and I even did this, we colored it in. And as we colored through each of these prayer requests, we prayed through each of those prayer requests. We did it, some of us did it out loud a little bit, some of us did it quietly a little bit, but it was just kind of a helpful tool to help us to kind of pray through these important things. Now, like I said, you could find this in Ponder Anew. There's other stuff like that in Ponder Anew. And there's actually, I'm going to link you below to some other resources on this very hymn through Next Steps Press, Pastor Rosso, a podcast to talk through it. There's even a pop-up Facebook group. If you want to follow the link to find this resource for yourself, you can join a Facebook group of other people who are going through the same thing and are using this in their devotional lives right now. We hope this is going to be helpful for you in your prayer life. We hope it will be helpful to you in focusing if you are a person like us who can sometimes struggle to focus, right? And sometimes don't really have patience. So that's our prayer for you. We hope it's helpful for you. Eli, do you want to go press the red button? You can do it.
I want to do
He's been waiting to press the red button. So we love you, church. We'll see you later. Bye. Go ahead, Eli. Hit it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you can wave. Bye.
bam.